Sorry, my brother, can you just sit in the middle of the...
Yeah, the middle. Cool, thank you.
Guys, are your chair angles correct?
Yeah, that one feels like it's more like that.
It needs to be turned a little bit out. Yeah. It needs to be turned a little bit out to face towards camera.
Yeah.
To profile, yeah. Much better, yeah. And then do the same with the other one. Thank you, darling. Cool, I'm happy.
Awesome.
Cool, guys, let's get the slate in. It's not fallen here. Is it like this?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was like this. Cool.
Unpacked season 3, shoot 70, segment 1, take 1.
Audio, did you get that?
Yes.
Cool.
And 3, 2, 1.
Losing your loved ones to COVID. This has been the reality of so many. Today's guests are here to share their stories. Let's unpack. Zagiti, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Nonke, the same to you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. So then we were told to quarantine, isolate ourselves for 5 days and then test. And then when I tested, my results came back positive. So my mother came all the way, this was in 2019, yeah. She came all the way to Joburg to fetch me. And she took me home and I was quarantining at home.
Okay.
But like we all had masks on and there was like a whole shield situation because I live alone. So she's like, it was not going to work.
Yeah, so in that time though, were you experiencing any symptoms prior to getting the results?
I literally lost, I had like a scratchy voice, scratchy throat, I mean. And another thing was I was tired, like I was really...
Now sort of ostracizes your family because COVID. Did you experience that as well?
You know, I think the most painful part was my niece. She was going to the shop and one of the boys tried to stop her. You know they tried to ask her out and stuff. And when she refused, the one guy said, Suga, this girl from the house of death.
Oh, wow.
Because obviously I'd lost 2 people in a very short space of time. In a community that generally they don't take COVID very serious,
So
and
are you talking about the 2 people with COVID that passed away?
for any reason. So it was very difficult. You felt alone and very much ostracized.
Did you also feel quite isolated being at home? And who was at home with you while you were quarantining?
Actually, I was happy to be at home because we were all following protocol with the ice happen. Okay, good 4 or 5 days. My mother's not eating and she's on chronic medication. So that sucks already. She's weak. And nothing still says take these people to hospital, like do something. No, my aunt had asthma. So now she's on chronic medication and they're struggling to eat. And this thing needs you to eat so your immune system can digest the pills and whatever. So, okay, fast forward, it's the 13th of Jan. It's 10 days later. My grandmother and my sister are relatively okay. They've recovered. They look like they've recovered. My mother, on the other hand, it wasn't looking good, but she was so strong because she drove to the hospital. She drove to the doctor on that day. She drove herself to the doctor that day just to go get tested because they ended up not getting tested. So my aunt comes home. They're all quarantined. We put another mattress in my grandmother's bedroom. It was hot, so we had the aircon on as well. And I'm putting my niece to sleep. She's 2 years old. But she's so restless. She doesn't want to sleep. Like, she's restless. She's tossing and turning. And that's making me anxious now. Because, obviously, we are in our house. 11:30 p.m. on the 13th. My mother calls me. She tells me to come to the room. I can already hear people are crying. So, in my head, I'm thinking, who could it be? because there's 4 people in that room. There's my sister, there's my grandmother, there's my mother, there's my aunt. But my mother's calling me, so it's obviously not her, so could it be my grandmother? I psych myself up, I wake up, I open the door, and I could see my aunt. She's purple, she's normal. Me and my aunt are best friends, like. Hi, my name is Nontle Mgwaba. Today I was on Unpacked, speaking on losing a loved one to COVID. There's a lot of trials and tribulations with grief, and especially with losing someone to COVID, because sometimes you don't get the closure. So I think you should tune in to this episode so you can find out a bit more about losing a loved one to COVID.